What's up, guys? Style Up FPV here. I know this is kind of a new thing for my channel. I've never really been a product review kind of guy, but the new Immersion Power Meter, the V2, is awesome. Olive, quit barking. The Immersion Power Meter V2 is so awesome that I've decided that I want to start testing VTXs. I want to start giving some input to the race community and just letting you guys know what the test results say and kind of let the product speak for themselves. Give people an unbiased feedback from a racer's point of view. Obviously, there are a lot of great racers that do reviews, from Brain Drain to MV Astro. Alex Vanover started doing some stuff. But I'm really just going to start with VTXs and kind of explore from there. And the first one up to bat is the VTX03 from Eachine. You know, it's itty bitty. We've used it on micro brushless for a while, stuff like this where you can cramp it in there. So we're gonna take this and kind of put it to the test. So currently, and I apologize for the mess, I have to get this test done quickly because I don't have a lot of time with this VTX. It's going on an airboat that we're building. So this is the VTX03. I'm gonna set it for Fat Shark 4. $200 milliwatts first for the initial test. So we're going to leave it on 200, and we're going to make sure that this is calibrated correctly. So you press center. It is indeed on 5800. So right now the VTX03 powered 5 volts from the bolt on Fat Shark 4, which this is currently tuned for, is putting out 182 milliwatts. So that's not bad. It's a little low, but I guess if you and all your buddies are doing 200, and obviously this is with no airflow on this, so the hotter it gets, the lower it's gonna get. So let's try it out on its other power settings and see how they perform. So we're going to try it in its first power setting, which is supposed to be 20 or 25 milliwatts, I believe. So you can see it's hovering right around 20 milliwatts. That's a little low if you're at a race that's on 25 milliwatts. You can see it's actually coming up just a little bit, but it's hovering right around 20. If you have guys that are on tramps or Unifys that consistently perform at 26 milliwatts for the tramp and 30 to 32 for the Unifys, then you may see a little bit of video issues, but probably not much, because that's not bad for that small of a piece of electronics. So we're going to try it on its 50 milliwatt setting, I believe, and then we'll go back and try pit mode. And I saw that somebody was making a comment about pigtails and how they can affect the power output. This pigtail right here is actually a brand new one from a Unify, so it's one of the really good pigtails. So on its 50 milliwatt setting, it's actually putting out 55 milliwatts, which again, that's really close to what it's telling you that it's putting out. And then obviously we'll want to do a spectrum analyzer test on all its power settings, so that we'll go and do now after we go back and check on pit mode. So let's take it down to 0 and see if it does in fact enter a no output mode, which you can see it's not even reading milliwatts anymore. So it is indeed in pit mode. It's not really putting out any signal right now. So let's check the spectrum analyzer and just make sure that this thing is putting out only on one channel, and then we'll give the thumbs up approval for this right out of the box. We don't know about durability, but the VTX03 is looking good on its output. Now we're going to test the VTX03 with the spectrum analyzer. You can see it's on pit mode with an antenna plugged up, and the spectrum analyzer is not picking up a single thing. This is on Fat Shark 4, so it's obviously not reading anything. So that's good. Pit mode is working the way it's supposed to be. It's not outputting on any channels. So now let's adjust this to 25 milliwatts and see how the analyzer looks. That'll give us an idea. We'll go through all the power settings and see if we have any bad bleed outs due to power issues. So it is indeed, it's peaking right at 5800, which is where it's supposed to be. So that's on 25. You're not seeing any bad bleed out anywhere else on the low end or the high end. Occasionally I've seen on my Unifys where if I'm on race band 1 or 2, sometimes it puts out on race band 7 or 8 just a little bit. So this is a really good sign from a cheap little VTX. So let's go to 50 and see if that adjusts. So again, on 50 milliwatts, F4, it looks like very clean video output from this VTX. So this is a very good sign. Let's go up to 200 and see if it maintains its cleanliness. So again, just gonna check, and really no bleeding on other channels. That's solid performance from the VTX03. So as far as I can tell, thumbs up to this VTX. You know, I'd love to hear feedback from people. Obviously, we're not using the stock dipole. I would not recommend that. And yeah, that's the overall test from this VTX. Obviously, you know, we prefer to take it all the way through the spectrum, try race band 1, 2, Fat Shark 2, 4, race band 7 and 8. You know, we'd want to check the spectrum analyzer, and we'd want to check the power output and see, you know, how this thing does all the way through the spectrum that we use for racing. But as far as I can tell on, you know, the out-of-the-box Fat Shark 4, this thing is performing really good. So more tests to come, hopefully with more VTXs. For now, the VTX03, you've seen it here. It does pretty good. So